Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And so basically today I'm gonna do a mashup of two videos. I wanted to do a facial at home. I also wanted to talk about some of the facial devices that I have at home. When it comes to facial devices, whether it be like a cleaning brush or a microdermal thing or a massager, there's always like some confusion because those things are kind of expensive. So I'm gonna tell you which ones I have and which ones I think are worth it. I just want to say up front, this is going to be a very extensive thing with lots of tools involved. I'm not saying you need all of these tools at all, like that's insane. It's overkill and I never do it this completely. But I'm going to use all the tools that I have, or almost all of the tools that I have. I'm going to talk through them just so you see like what you think would be the best fit for you. I'm just going to spray some mist on my eyes because that's the way that I found this the best to take off my lashes. I have fake lashes today, and so I like to spray them and just dissolve the glue a little bit and then pull them off instead of just stripping them right back because I think that damages my lashes. I always end up having like lashes that come back with the fake lash, and so this way I feel like it's a little bit gentler. There's always one corner that is a little bit more fragile, then just melt your way through it. Hope you can see it. If you're using any kind of new exfoliating product, definitely test it, patch test it first. Just make sure you don't have any adverse reactions to it. So I'm gonna do my first cleanse, and my first cleanse is gonna be the Emma Harding Amazing Face Moringa Cleansing Balm. And this is one of my favorites that I've used for years. This is the anniversary tub, which is 200 grams. I'm just gonna take a little bit. And this is one of those balms that I keep going back to because it's great on sensitive skin. Even when my skin is like breaking out and being really naughty, everything stings, it doesn't, and I find it really, really nice. And so I'm just gonna work that in, take all of this out. It doesn't stink, but it gets your vision a little blurry for a little, so just be careful with it. See, I can't see shit now. Okay, so I'm gonna take a cloth and I'm gonna wet it, and now that it's good and wet, you can't see it because it's black, but it's wet. I wringed it out and I'm just gonna go through it and take off the makeup. So my skin is oily combination. It does have very dehydrated parts because of the acne treatment that I do regularly. I'm gonna use a potent peel today, and so because of that, I haven't used any acids in the last 5 days or so. I usually do retinol, and I stopped doing it because my skin kind of reached this limit. I overdid it a little. So I took like a 5-day break, and now I want to jumpstart it well. Also because my skin is really, really congested right now in here. I believe it's due to me having stopped my antibiotics. If you want to know more about like what I'm doing for my acne right now, you can go to my Instagram, and in the highlight sections, you can see like all the treatments that I've done. But basically now I'm taking spironolactone, and I was taking doxycycline, but I just stopped it like a month ago, and now it's really coming back. So I'm gonna do like a Skype session with my dermatologist soon, but in the meantime, gotta fight it. I'm gonna mist it a little bit with the Roche-Posay Serum, and this is basically like a thermal water spray, but it has zinc in it, which is really good if you have oily skin or breakouts, which hello. I am gonna be using the Dermalogica Active Clay Cleanser. This has probiotics, and I don't think this has any acids. Because I'm doing acids in the next step, I'm gonna wanna use something that does not have acids in it, so I don't overkill. So this is what it looks like. Basically, it looks like a clay mask, but it's a cleanser. It's not gonna sting anything, even if you have sensitive skin. So if you find that sometimes cleansers for acne tend to be a little foamy, too aggressive, and you want something more on the gentler side, but it will still take care of your breakouts, this is great. We're gonna talk about my first device here. We're gonna talk about, you probably guessed it, the FOREO Luna. I have the Luna 3 for sensitive skin. The Luna 2, I think, the sensitive skin one didn't have bristles. I didn't feel like it did anything. It was more like using this side to clean, and I didn't feel it was as effective. But on the Luna 3, they added just gentler bristles than the normal ones, and I find this to be really, really good. So basically, why I love the Luna is the gentle vibrations will help your pores get cleaner than just cleansing with your cleanser. And the way it works is basically you just imagine, you know when you have to squeeze something out of a tube or something? You kind of press it with both fingers and kind of jimmy it a little. That's not like formal lingo from the brand. That's more like me talking, but I imagine that's how it works for your pores. The vibration kind of jimmies the impurities out of your pores. Now, it is expensive. It's very expensive. There are definitely cheaper alternatives out there. I've tried a few. I've tried the PMD one, which I don't really love because I don't feel like it's as ergonomic as this one. So it stopped. It means that we've done enough. I wasn't paying attention, but this has like 3 vibrations throughout and it separates in 4 parts. You can do one side, 2 sides, forehead, and then this T area, T-zone. What am I saying? I'm gonna remove that with the cloth. We have cheaper alternatives for the FOREO, definitely, but I don't feel like they are as effective, completely waterproof, and I find some of them aren't chargeable via USB. Most of the cheaper ones that I've seen, even the PMD one, I think you have to have battery. One really nice that I found that is a close enough dupe that I even find that is better than a PMD, but so much cheaper, is the e.l.f. one. So this is what it looks like. I don't know if this is completely waterproof. The bristles are kind of the size between the sensitive skin FOREO and the normal skin. They are really similar. It doesn't do like the whole partitions. It doesn't stop on its own, I don't think. It's a very rude, rudimentary version of the FOREO, but if you can't afford a FOREO, I would believe that this is your second best shot. Now that we've done our cleanse, I'm gonna go into the next step, and the next step is gonna be this VEET dermaplaning device. So basically, this is a really nice way to dermaplane at home. It's not as effective as clinic one because I've done it with Chan at the Mayfair practice and it is completely different. What they use is a scalpel, so that goes way closer to the skin, but it is a nice second to do at home in between sessions, or if you're stuck at home and you can't do shit about it because you don't have scalpels. Again, I'm gonna spray this a little bit with Serum zinc because you don't want to do this on dry skin. It buzzes, it has a blade, and then I might need a mirror to do this, but just kind of go up in a 45-degree angle. It's gonna shave your face, and at the same time, it's gonna give a light exfoliation. Hair is just like the second benefit of doing it because the first one is the light exfoliation. There are a lot of myths about hair growing thicker. That is not the case. That is absolutely a myth. It's not a thing. Your hair does not grow thicker or darker. You are gonna find that even foundation is gonna sit so much better on top of your skin. Now, if you have acne, I would be careful with it. I don't think this blade is sharp enough to cut your pimples, but it can be painful. If they're not too sore, go over them like gently. And if they are too sore, just go around them and avoid them altogether. I don't feel like I'm doing a very good job because I'm talking at the same time. So I'm just gonna take a second and do it. I believe that they also recommend that you switch the blade every single time. But even then, I would disinfect the blade with alcohol prior to doing it, just in case. Now, if you see here, I'm just gonna pull it up. That's my facial hair. Wash off the hair basically so that you have a clean canvas for the next step. And oh my god, my skin is so much softer now. And the next step is the actual peel. So I'm gonna want to completely dry my face, and I'm gonna talk about the peel a little before we get into it. The peel we are gonna do is the ordinary AHA 30% and BHA 2%. I feel like this is a good, really like strong at-home peel, somewhat affordable. You've been probably heard about this a lot, but there is some things that I want to talk about through it because I see a lot of people use it kind of recklessly. Basically, you can get chemical burns from it, you can over-exfoliate your skin, and that's not what we want. We just want a clean, nice peel that, gives you glowing skin and perhaps reduces breakouts. So I feel like this is great for all skins, but mostly oily and combination and acne-prone skin. If you have dry skin, if you're perhaps sensitive to acids in general, there is a very much lighter option, and especially if you don't have breakouts, I don't feel like you need such a strong peel. Ren does a really good, nice AHA mask. It's the Glycol Lactic Radiance Renewal mask. I've been a fan of this mask for ages, ever since the beginning of my blog, like honestly over 5 years ago. Don't find that this stings, it never stung on me, but I'm not particularly sensitive to acids, so just patch test it first, always. Now, I am not a huge fan of The Ordinary, like for me, they're very hit or miss, but this is one of my favorite products, and I know some people don't get along with it, but you just have to stick with what works for you. This is what it looks like. It can look a little scary. It's kind of bright red like blood. I'm just gonna apply it to my face, not my neck, because my neck is overly sensitive. Sometimes I get eczema there just because of that, and so I'm not gonna apply it there. You can apply it as liberally as you want. This is gonna sting a little bit because it's a peel, so that's what's gonna do. It's kind of stinging a little bit. It's fine if it's not outright burning. If it's outright burning, wash it off. I would apply a thin layer first and then go on with the second layer if you want it. Maybe just on the areas that you have more blemishes or spots or anything. Apply a heavier layer where I have congested skin. Be careful, do not apply it to the eye area because it's too much for your little baby skin there. I always recommend that you apply SPF 50 every single day of your life, but if you're doing a peel, definitely do not forget to apply SPF the day after. You should not be doing this during the daytime either. I would do this at nighttime and then use an SPF the day after. What I have done in the past was just like completely remove this normally. But what I've recently seen a professional say, and that is the skincare enthusiast. I'm gonna link her down below because she has amazing content when it comes to skincare. And she mentioned that this is such a strong peel that works for some people, but you should always double cleanse after it because it's so strong that it can be lurking behind in all nooks and crannies and you don't want it to stay behind. She recommends double cleansing, so that's what I'm gonna try today because I still feel some tingling and everything, so I suspect there's still some product left behind. We're gonna go back to the Emma Hardie and do a little massage. Going back to the Dermalogica Active Clay Cleanser. For the next phase, I'm gonna be using the DERMAPORE. This is a type of device that's been talked about very recently. Well, I don't know why. I don't know what jump-started it, but you see this a lot kind of on Instagram videos and stuff like that. Obviously, you've had a peel. You don't wanna use anything too aggressive, but you still wanna extract all the gunk. It has two modes, which is this and then this. This is for extracting, and the way you do it is you just place this and kind of glide it through your skin. I see a lot of people kind of applying pressure, but you're not supposed to apply pressure. You're just supposed to glide it through your red skin, and then the vibrations are supposed to do the work. You're not supposed to kind of drag it on your skin, just glide it. It's not supposed to hurt or feel uncomfortable at all. Okay, so when you see these type of videos and you see a lot of gunk coming out, that's not how it's gonna work. That's very sort of misleading. Most of the time people have like creams on. You're not supposed to use this with a cream on. It's supposed to be clean and just slightly wet, so this glides on effortlessly. What it's gonna do is, again, kind of jimmy your pores. I found that this is really, really effective, especially on my chin congestion. I get a lot of whiteheads, which is just like a little tiny colorless bump that I know will eventually turn into a pimple because my whiteheads are really like, they're not at the surface. So I have a lot of deep down whiteheads that I can't do anything about. PHA won't take care of them. I can squeeze them, and you shouldn't ever, but I can't even extract them professionally. They don't come out. They're just like very stubborn, and I just basically have to wait for them to turn into pimples. If I use this regularly, the whiteheads that I do get turn into a pimple faster. When you first use this, you may have like a purge because they come all out. You kind of deal with them all at the same time, and then you have a clearer skin. And if you keep using it, your skin won't be as congested. And again, if you have like acne, any inflamed ones, I would go around. If you have a lot of acne, like your whole face is covered in acne, you probably are not gonna be able to use this. This is more for if you have like sporadic acne, kind of like I have right now, or if you have a lot of blackheads, because if your whole face is covered in acne, this will just aggravate that. Spray this down with alcohol, and I'm gonna put this down. We're gonna touch back on this later. If you don't want to use the extractor, you can use a clay mask instead. But also the Dermalogica cleanser has clay in it, so I feel like we're covered on that. But I'm not gonna talk about the Espada, just realized this is out of battery. Okay, so I charged it for a while, and this is the FOREO Espada. This is basically focus laser for acne. So you've probably seen a lot of like masks, full-on masks for acne. I don't know how well those work, so I've never tried that. And also I think the Neutrogena one that was really raving last year was recalled, and so I don't know like where I stand with those. But there's also these ones. Dr. Dennis Gross also has one, and there's like other ones like the Trio one, but this is the FOREO one. It's the only one I've tried, so I'm just gonna go off this. This is very handy if you have some blemishes. If you're in my state, sort of like this. If you have your full face of acne, this is not gonna do much because you're gonna spend like ages doing every single pinprick on it. And now you see there's like a little red light. I'm gonna choose this one on my chin. A little red light there that kind of focuses in on the pimple that you want. And then you go, and then you just wait. And I think it's like a minute where it just buzzes and buzzes and buzzes and buzzes. And it basically helps reduce the size of your pimple, helps reduce inflammation. It works like any sort of laser would, but very, very focused on that one thing. You can do it daily, I think. Overall, it does work, but it's a pain in the ass to use if you have a lot of acne. So this is just specifically if you have like really inflamed spots, but spots that don't take over your whole face. It is slightly expensive, I think. I don't have the price in mind, but all the FOREO products are slightly expensive. But it is worth it if you have very inflamed acne. Because I know that some people have like a few pimples, but they're like very surface level. Usually acids and everything works with that. With my pimples, they're so inflamed. Most of them are not cysts per se, but they're so inflamed. See? And then you just... They're so inflamed that skincare does barely anything. Another thing that is really nice, but I've never tried, and I want to try, is those like ice globes. And it'll work as well, like if you take a cube of ice and go all around, because that's gonna bring inflammation way down. It's a very temporary sort of solution, but if you're feeling like your acne is being really painful, especially in the morning when your face is kind of swollen, that's a great trick to do before skincare and before makeup, and it's gonna calm everything down a little bit. So I'm just gonna do the rest of my pimples and then we're gonna talk, because otherwise we'll never leave here. So now I'm gonna use like the funkiest thing I have. It's the NuFACE thingy. And this is what it looks like. This is the mini, there's a bigger version. This is like a head, which you can swap for like an eye thingy and everything. I just realized this is also not charged. Okay, I was super unprepared, but in the meantime, we can talk about another thing that I'm not gonna be doing specifically, but that I do have. So we're talking about Dermarolling. I've tried Dermarolling, I've tried the BANISH Acne Dermaroller. They also have this little derma pen, which is really nice. GloPRO has a like vibrating derma roll that I also have, that I used. Any at-home derma roller product is not gonna go deep enough to work on acne. So if you're going for like a glow, plumpness, boost of your, you know, your thing, your stuff. If you want your like glowy skin, that will probably work towards you. But if your main focus is acne and acne scarring, any type of that derma rolling that you can do at home will not be deep enough. And the deep enough one you should not do at home. It's not safe. There's a lot of procedures that you have to take into account that I think it would definitely be best if you go to a clinic. But in a clinic, it does work. I've done DermaPen in the Mayfair practice, and it has worked wonders. It's amazing. And I have that on my Instagram highlights as well. It's all bloody, but it's really, really nice. And I know it looks painful, but it isn't painful because they put a numbing cream on you and everything. And this is the little pen thingy. This does not hurt necessarily, and this one specifically is more like, you know, the micro needle patches, acne patches that I've talked about in the past. This is more sort of like that, so you feel like a little sting, but it doesn't hurt per se. And so this again will only work if you have like one pimple every once in a while, and just shampoo. Not gonna draw any blood or anything. I hope you can see it, but I don't know if you can. I do have one that I use like 2-3 times a week, every once in a while, when I need a plump on my lips. So this can be used on lips and eyes, I think. Just scared to use this around my eyes because, you know, very sensitive eyes. But this is really great. This is from GloPRO, and it has like cushions on the side so that it's very adaptable to your lips. And the way you do it is, first you wipe your lips with alcohol. After sanitizing this as well. And then when you turn it on, it's kind of like this. And you just roll over your lips, and you want to do it horizontally and then go over diagonally on both sides. And what this does is basically plump your lips in a very natural, subtle way. It's not gonna ever look like lip fillers or anything. It's just, if you feel like your lips are particularly dry, or like if you want to plump them a little bit, you apply this. I do this before bed, and then I just apply my lip balm and we're good to go. And if you use this long term, it will prevent lip wrinkles. I should not be talking about doing this. You can use this daily, I think. It's not aggressive at all, it doesn't hurt, it just feels like a scrub. I'm gonna apply my lip serum now that I've done this, and this is the Genius Liquid Collagen Lip from ALGENIST. And I love this range and I love this lip because it is so good. So it comes like in a little thingy. And I love this applicator because it feels so soothing, especially after you do the derma rolling. It's thin, so I wouldn't use it on this own overnight, because overnight I like something really emollient, but I love it to use it under a lip balm because it's very plumping. It has like a stimulating effect. Okay, now that it's charged a little bit, the NuFACE, first gonna apply the gel primer, and this is like the conductor gel. You do like this, a little gel comes on, and you just put it all over your face. And this is mostly like a lubricant almost. It is not harsh, it's not gonna sting or anything. It's just very innocuous gel. A little bit of slip so you can work your NuFACE machine. And this works mostly to lift your face up. I'm gonna do this. Just start massaging your face. You don't really feel anything. I prefer to kind of massage my face with it. If you want like a really targeted lift, what they advise to do is basically you can, so here at the neck, you just put this in one position and then you move it. Every time it peeps, you move to another position and you do like 4 here, 4 here. And you're basically just taunting the skin and putting it in place. You can also do it here. Now you can place it here just to hold your cheek up. And you should do that for 1 to 2 beeps. Or you can do it like this. And then hold it here. I always do it twice, I don't know why. I think it's like a compulsive thing. If you get the big one, you can change it to a head that has like 2 thingies. It works better like around the eye area, but I just do it this one around the eye area as well. This is another thing that's pricey. I feel like if you're not into face massages, this is not a big deal. If you're like into facelifting and face sculpting, this is more for you. I just really like to reinforce the jawline. Okay, now my skin is super toned. Despite having done a peel, it actually feels super calm right now. It's not itching or anything, but again, this kind of depends on your sensitivity and the strongness, the strength of your peel. And now I'm gonna do a moisturizing mask to kind of lock that in. So one that I really have been loving is this Drunk Elephant one because it's super gentle. It's not overly heavy, which is for my skin is always a big plus. I can't use like super creamy, heavy stuff. But actually, I really wanted to do a jelly mask today. And so we have these two by Dr. Jart. This is a rubber hydro and a rubber firming. I'm gonna do the hydro one today. So yeah, if you've never used these are super cool. It has 2 little sachets, and the first one is the super booster and the second one is the hydro liquid ampoule. And you're supposed to mix them both inside the little cups. So I'm gonna open this one. This is basically like a cream. I'm gonna add the second one out. I poured some over me. And now you close it. It has a little scary man here. You shake it. Shit. I think it's done. Comes with a spatula as well, and so now you just scoop it up and apply it to skin. Oh, this feels really calming and really pretty. They work like a peel off, but a different type of peel off than typical peel off masks. I don't really love typical peel off masks because they usually have a lot of alcohol in it so they can dry real fast. These are different. They're much gentler. A lot of people kind of apply them also over their eyes. I'm not gonna do that today because I don't think I could film and do that. And you can apply over your mouth. Now I can see. It's just fun. I left it for about 20 minutes and I'm gonna take it off. There may be like little bits of it left behind. It's super calming after like a peel or something. This feels really nice on your skin. I love this mask. I just wish it came a little bit more so I could go like all over my neck. So this barely leaves any residue behind. Okay, so now I'm gonna be applying my toner. This is the Wamisa Organic Flawless Toner. It is super nice. It's almost like an essence. This is the Ultra Rich. There's also... This is for dry skin. There's also one for normal skin and one for oily skin. Excuse my dogs, they're acting insane. We go back to the DERMAPORE, and so this has this little spatula. You go twice, and this basically helps the product sink in faster, deeper. I think it's not very practical, so I don't kind of glide it all across my face. I just place it over the parts where I feel like I need more like absorption. So if you have dry skin, you want to apply like occlusive moisturizers, you can apply the f-balm as an overnight mask. You can apply any sort of oils or whatever you want. I'm personally gonna go for the aggressive because my skin is really pissing me off right now. If the peel really irritated my skin, I wouldn't do this, but because we can see that it's calm, it's not red, it's not irritated, it's not itching, I'm gonna go for my retinol. My most potent retinol that I have is the Zoe Skin Health Wrinkle and Texture Repair, and this was gifted to me by the Mayfair Clinic, which again, I do a lot of treatments with them. I will link them down below, but that is a bit hardcore. So today I'm gonna go for the gentler Differin Adapaleno, I don't know how you say it, but it's 1 milligram per gram. I feel like it's very gentle compared to anything else I've tried. I'm gonna apply this. I'm gonna go first over the product. This is available over the counter now in the US, I think. But you can get this from Boots. I'll link it down below with just like an online consultation. It is gentle, but it does have an effect on acne. I'm not gonna go down to my neck because of my neck sensitivity issues, but I'm gonna kind of press it on my face. Should you use retinol with acids? That's the question that comes up a lot. I personally wouldn't use a very strong peel with a very strong retinol, but it is possible. It all depends on your skin sensitivity, on how well built your tolerance is. So basically, I have a high tolerance to both right now, and so I went with a strong peel and then a gentle retinol. You can do a gentle peel and a strong retinol, which I do mostly like daily. I always do my BHA toner and then my retinol. I always do that. But I would personally say to build up a tolerance to acids first and then to retinols, and then kind of started mixing them together very gently, and then you build it up, because otherwise your skin is gonna react to it. Even a gentle retinol, you don't wanna start applying every single day. You can apply once a week, twice a week, and then go build it up to every day if you want to. What you can do right now is the use of these tools. That's what I'm gonna talk about when applying products. And so basically this is the Gua Sha. I think this is from the Audacity. I'm gonna link it down below. And basically this works much better if you have like an oily solution. So if you like apply oils or like emollient moisturizers, you kind of use this to massage your face and build it up. Because I'm using Differin, it doesn't have a lot of slip, but you can still do it. You can do this, and then you can use this curve right here to sculpt and massage your cheek. And then you can use this little one for your eyes. If you already did the NuFACE massage, you don't need this. This is more overkill. So if you can afford the NuFACE, this is sort of more manual process that you can try. I personally don't dislike this. I don't feel like it's life-changing, but I don't dislike this. I do prefer a face roller, something that works more on acne. So that is more of like a facelift type of thing. And then with the roller, this roller had two heads, one of them fell off. The idea is that you'd have a plain one and then a kind of spiky one. Plain one is great if you want to put it in the fridge or something to put up against your inflamed acne, because it's gonna calm it down. But don't forget to disinfect everything before you put it against your face. This one is the spiky one. Works more, it still works like on top of acne unless it's really sore, like mine right now. It's not that sore, still works on top of acne. It's gonna also stimulate your skin cells, circulation work better. It's gonna work on absorbing that product faster and better. What you wanna do is just roll from the center of your face to the outwards, because you wanna lift and increase circulation that way. Especially if you're doing it around the eyes, you just do this. And now I'm gonna apply my eye balm. This is the Tropic Age-Defying Overnight Butter Balm, which I've talked about so much. It's really heavy, so it's for really dry eyes only. I actually have really dry eyes because I use so many like acne treatments that I do wanna have to overcompensate with my eyes, but this is what it looks like. It's definitely a butter, it's oily, but it's not, like, I don't know, I love buttery textures around my eyes. This does not give me milia. I am not prone to milia, but I've had it with some creams. And we're gonna use the last tool. I think it's the last tool. Anyway, this is the Beauty Artisan, and I bought this from Yes Style, so I'm gonna link it down below, but you can get it on Amazon and stuff. So it's basically rose gold, and then it has like a little roller here. What I like to do is either keep this on the fridge or run it under really cold water. And then this is fresh on itself, but it's gonna pick up on the freshness of the cold water. And it's really great at depuffing the eyes. Also in the morning, if you have really puffy eyes, it's amazing. The way I do my eye massage, I know there's a lot of controversy on how you should do your eye massage, if you should do up or if you should do for in, because for drainage it's better to do this, but then for lift it's better to do this. So what I do usually is I start here in the middle under eye, and then I do this for drainage. I go here and then I do this to finish. So I kind of do like the best of both worlds. You can apply pressure here in the brow because that feels really good. It's gonna relieve some of the tension from your muscles. I'm gonna apply now my lash serum. This is the Nouveau Lashes Lash and Brow Conditioning Serum. I'm having some gaps on my left brow, I don't know why. But I got this from the London Dolls when I went to do my lash lift, and it's really great. I really like that it has this pulley and it's not just a plain brush, because I feel like it gets to every little single place better, every little bit of hair. Now I'm gonna apply my lip balm for overnight. This is the Crabtree and Evelyn de Gardner's Sweet Nectar Lip Mask. It's really nice. I also really love the Kiehl's Lip Butter. They're both very different. This is more of like a sheeny balm, a sheeny shiny balm. And the Kiehl's Lip Butter is more matte, sort of like the NuFACE one that everyone likes, but I prefer the Kiehl's one. They both stay on overnight really well. Finally, I'm gonna just mist a little of the Cicapair Tiger Grass Calming Mist. I love the Tiger Grass range. Finally, I'm gonna apply a little bit of the Crabtree and Evelyn Falling Stars Body and Hair Overnight Oil. And this is great. It doesn't have silicones. It's kind of on a thick side, so either be careful with it or have thick hair like me. Smells great, smells really perfumey and amazing, very like oud-y. And yeah, I'll just apply it, kind of go under and massage my scalp. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are, if you tried any of these gadgets or little things you are most curious about. If you have any questions about the products, I'm gonna try to link them all down below. My skin is glowing right now, and I hope that retinol is kind of kicking in for my congested skin. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you want more of these type of videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!